Oh, hey everyone. I was hoping you'd stop by. I was just taking down our Christmas lights here at the end of the holiday season and thought I would share with you how to use these seemingly only useful once a year lights for your content creation needs. Of course, they can provide some illumination, but also they can add a little production value, some pizzazz, and they're awfully inexpensive too. So in this shot, kind of boring, right? I'm not really that well lit, and it's kind of a boring living room. Now you might find yourself when you're creating content in a very similar situation in a living room, and there's just average lights around and nothing too fancy. So if you have those leftover Christmas lights, what you can do is start using them. So first, let me show you how to use them as a light source. So I'm going to turn on some lights that are just outside the frame, and you'll see that it'll add some fill to my face. See? Now suddenly there's a little bit more light coming from my face, and because they're tiny and they sparkle a little bit in the atmosphere, especially if you're outside, they can sometimes add a nice quality of light, almost as if the light itself is moving or a little magical. And obviously, the closer they are to your subject, the more you get a feel. So you can always have these right out of camera, maybe just below the lens, and they can add a nice little touch. Nice little touch of magic. But now, of course, you don't see quite the power of these things yet because there's too many lights on in this room. So let's go turn off some lights, and then I'll come back right here, and you'll see the difference. So first, let me turn off some of these background lights. I have some lamps on and things. Let me turn those off so you can start seeing how you can use these fairy lights to create your own, well, magical shot. I'll leave that light on for now, so you can see. Here, look. I still have a light over here, but now these fairy lights are adding a little bit of a nice touch, and if I have them a little higher up here, suddenly there's a little bit more of a focus on me. And now I'm gonna get rid of this light, and it's gonna get kind of dark, and we're gonna adjust here in a second. So don't freak out. Here we go. Okay, now what's nice about these lights is if you notice, it kind of looks like firelight below me, right? Because they're so small and they move a little bit, and there's multiple points of light, so there's different lights hitting your face at any one time instead of just one strong light. It has almost like there's birthday candles outside of my frame. So if you want to do that effect, you can do that. And if you bunch them, of course, they start providing even more illumination. Yeah, see? Isn't that fun? Very dramatic. Now, I wouldn't necessarily do this for all of your content, but this is one use. Look at that. Yeah. All right, now I'm going to show you what it looks like to have these in the background out of focus. So hold on one second. In fact, if you'll just hold these for me. Thank you. Okay, good. Awesome. Wait right there. Now see? You don't even see the lights, but the type of illumination they're adding to the shot makes the background even a little bit more mysterious, and creates more separation. Notice you can really just focus on me, and I think that looks kind of nice. And I still have the lights out here. By the way, thank you for holding those for me. Thank you so much. And if you have these, again right here, see, or over here, yeah, see. So you can string these up right outside of your frame on a ladder or just on different whatever you have around, and they'll add some illumination. Now this is not to mean you shouldn't use your other lights. You can certainly use your other lights, but you can have some fun with these. Now let me show you an extreme shot of what these look like when they're really out of focus, and how pretty they can really be. So here, look at this shot. I have the lights out of focus behind me. They're kind of soft and adding a very generic pattern of interesting points of light. I have a light back on now, so I have some front illumination. I also have a shiny board here, adding just a little bit of fill on the left side of my face. And all of those things are working together to create a much more interesting shot than the one you saw before. And you don't have to have a Christmas tree either. You can, and in fact, if you look at it, it barely even looks like a Christmas tree because of the way I've strung the lights. So if you throw them out of focus, you can add kind of a nice, a nice effect for your interview or for your school presentation or for your short film about a guy talking to a camera while there's some Christmas lights behind him. Christmas lights. Christmas lights, also known as fairy lights or string lights or small little tiny lights.